Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And today we'll talk about employee background verification. I have posted a poll in my channel asking you whether you need a employee verification video because there are a lot of videos currently available in internet and YouTube. But 85% I got positive response. Hence, I'm creating this video. I'm not a HR, so I'll tell my personal experience with lot of multiple companies what I faced as employee background verification service, and how difficult or how easy it is. For some employee it will be very easy, some employee it will be very difficult to close this employee verification service. So I'll talk about details. So when we are talking about employee background verification, it would be, I'll talk about lateral entries because like for freshers it is very easy. Like once you are able to sit for an interview, either you have already have those criteria, right? All educational background and all, it will be already cleared, and you might not have other problem in your history. So that is pretty much easy to, like, clear that type of employee verification. But we'll talk about employee background verification for lateral entry. Now the problem of lateral entry is, like, we have sometimes we join some companies which is not a CMM level 5 or even not a CMM level 3, or some companies that had shut down in between, or some companies you are taking a salary as a cash, or some company doesn't have PF, some companies like you do not have release letter. So there are a lot of scenarios that normally occurred. So for those company you may face some problem in your employment verification. So employment verification, background verification will be done with all major CMM level 5 companies. It's a mandatory one. For CMM level 3 it will be slightly relaxed, but still they will do. And for like company like big four, UI, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, they will also do a strict background verification including your financial one. So I'll tell you the difference. So here I just wanted to take two names. One is TCS and another is PwC. So suppose like you are working with TCS, so suppose TCS your third or fourth company, or maybe PwC your third or fourth company. And if you able to crack their, or if you able to manage their employee verifications, background verification service, then you can see rest for the background, like history period, like whatever you have done in past 6 7 months, 7 years. It will not be a problem for the future companies, because TCS does do lot of uh, stuff which other verification other company doesn't. They also check the employees health and some other stuff also. And in case of a big four like PwC, they also check your credit score. Apart from checking other thing, they also check whether you are defaulter, or whether you have defaulted any loan, or how your financial condition is. So the idea is, if you have lot of loans, lot of defaulters, like lot of you did lot of default, then, like, being an employee you may not be able to perform. You need to always have a stress, right? So that types of thing they don't accept. And there is one more thing, apart from this company, sometimes if you are into a certain project, say banking project, they will also do a client verification. So they will check your background, and then they will check your financial details. So banking projects or financial project, normally they do check your financial background, checking like your CIBIL score and stuff like that. So make sure you have a fresh uh, employee background so that you can join any client or any company. So now now when this comes to a picture, so suppose you got your lateral entry and you got an offer from, say, XYZ company, which is a CMM level 5 company. And the moment you got offer and you have accepted the offer, you need to sign one thing, that is LOA. So letter of authorization. You may have signed multiple LOA. So here you need to basically say that your employee, basically, or the future employee, can employer basically can do the due diligence based on your behalf. So whatever you have declared in your form, so there might be a form that you have declared your all details. They have every rights to check that. Now in some company you need to sign too, so you need to also give the permission to your employer to check your credit history and all other financial details. So normally these companies they don't do the verification they hire third party. They have lot of provider like Footprint Solution and lot of others. Even KPMG, Deloitte, they also do the background verification if it is a financial background verification. And then like they will initiate the background verification. Now you need not to do anything. So they will do in the background, they will check your employment. So I'll just go through one employee verification, then we can quickly understand. So what are the normal thing that normally it would be checked basically? It's personal details, address proof, educational details, employment details. So these are the criteria that you need to be very careful. So whatever you have done, make sure you have written everything properly. No need to fabricate or no need to tell lie, because if anything caught between, your offer letter will be null and void. So they will simply l- revoke that offer letter. So these are the normal stuff that that normally we check. Okay. Now the if say if it is like, if you are such a guy who worked in say Cognizant, then you switch to TCS, then you are going to Accenture, in that certain case you need not to think about employment background verification until unless you have a, let's uh, say court case or some legal procedure that has been done. Until otherwise it will be absolutely fine. Even if it is done and you are not proven guilty, you can declare it, and I mean you won't be, that won't be any problem. So if your background is all CMM level and all CMM level 3 companies without any gap between, then you are safe. Now when we are talking about employment gap is acceptable in certain reason. So if it is gap between 1 month, no question will be asked. So suppose your date of joining was 1st Jan, and you have resigned in your last working day was in December or November, no question will be asked. If question will be asked, you can say like you have taken a break for a month or so, or your, by any chance your date of joining has deferred. So that you can definitely check. Now if it is within 3 months, then also it is okay. You can definitely say due to certain reason the joining date has deferred, or you have taken a break, you have going for a vacation, or you have small health issue. If you have a proper like document, then you can show the health issue. But even if it is more than 3 months, then it comes to a problem, and it is more than 6 months, then you need to have a proper proof that within 6 months whatever you did. So like my suggestion would be, if you lost a job and if you are not able to get the job, and if you are looking for it, which might not be the case at these days, but if it's still the case, so what instead you can do, you can like join any of the these days there are a lot of training program, a small 3 or 6 month boot camp course, just to enhance your skill. If you have and if you don't want to spend money, you can join as a technical freelancing writer to certain like web pages, right? You can create content also. So that is normally taken not taken like, that is also considered. Basically I have seen lot of people, they are working as a freelancing for past 1 year, they have all the payments proof, and they joined to a good company like Cognizant. So Cognizant also accepted the fact that you can even work for yourself. It is not that you need to always work for others, right? You can even work as a freelancer, full-time freelancer. If you have all the document, that will be also be accepted. So if you have some employment gap, just be sure like you have the document ready. If it is a health issue, that is also considered. You need to have proper medical document. And if something with the family issue or some other case, so you need to basically tell your recruiter during the interview process. But here the problem is recruiter may not be the right person, because these employment verification service will be done by the third party. So even if you are the best candidate, if employment verification is failed, for like you won't be able to enter to the company, nobody can. So this employment verification is very strict. Okay. Now one more thing, like what are the document is required. Now like suppose let's assume like you do not in middle or in somewhere between, you have joined a small company for say 1 year, and what are the document that you need to show from that one? So normally like two types of checks here done. One is NSR, a National Skill Registry, and one is like your PF. So NSR, if your company, normally your company don't intimate, you need to go to NSRs, and you need to pay some money, and you need to register your employment. Now normally it should be done through PF. So do not try to join a company where there is no PF. So normally if you have 25 or more employees, the company should have a PF. So if your company doesn't have PF, do not join. Try to not to join. Still, if you are joined in a company where you are not getting the PF, so what you can do, you can keep your bank statement handy, like you print it in PDF. Because what is, I have seen a lot of issues like these problem, because maybe due to some reason that bank become dormant and they have erased all of your data, then it will be very difficult. So make sure you take the salary in your bank and you have proper like PDF statement with you. Though the account got deleted in future, you can still use those bank statement where you can see the bank logo is printed. Now if you are getting salary with cash or check, so cash is if it is a cash, then possibly you need to retain the salary slip, pay slip, and that too, like you need to sign and have a proper authenticate stamp by the HR. And then if it is a check, make sure you take that photocopy of the check, and then you can draw in your bank, and that statement also where you have drawn also consider as your verification check. So these are the document that you can give it to your employer if you are working in a small company. And make sure you have the release letter. Now one more stuff, it's coming absconding. So do not ever as abscond from a company. If you are doing abscond, and if you are just running out from the company due to certain reason, you may be that may be cause some issue. Now if you abscond within 1 2 days or within 7 days when your PF account is not created, that is quite okay. So if you do that abscond, I mean, if it is really required, then drop a proper mail that so and so reason you have left the company, and just you take a abscond letter from your HR that your FNF, all the you haven't take anything, you have returned whatever you have done. And do not show that experience to your next employer if they didn't register you in PF. So that you can check from the PF portal whether they have allocated a PF account against you. And that is about abscond. And next thing, I'll show you like how a company normally checks employment history. So that is one example. So what happened is, this company, this third party company, they actually dropped a mail to the HR. And how they are sending, let's check. They send like whether this candidate is name is correct or not, or so that HR told it is correct. The employee ID, they told. The period of employment, it is correct. Designation, last designation, it is correct. The CTC, it is correct. They also may ask the CTC who is the reporter, for that particular employee. So it's also correct. Result of living, career growth, whether this candidate is eligible to rehire, yes. Nature of separation, candidate told his resignation, HR also confirmed. And then uh, any issue during his tenure, so no issue. Additional comment, he's a good candidate, and details who actually verified the consultant HR service, and he signed. So these types of mail, normally these verification company will do to your HR or the the project manager kind of stuff, if you do not have that PF number. If it's not a big company, then now the problem is, if somebody here give something like suppose you have some problem with the company, and the HR told like eligible to rehire is no. Then what can happen is, normally this outcome of from a these types of verification service is three types. One is green, one is amber, yellow, and one is red. So in that case, so if it is everything is fine, it become green and you can join. And if it is amber, then it's kind of a yes or no situation. If your maybe supervisor, or if your previous HR told he is not a good candidate, he has done some so and so issue, then it's up to the decision of the particular company, not the verification company, whether you are really required or critical one, or you have some experience in niche technology, how much you require to the company, that will be that will be considered. Now if it is red, so red will not, like due to this input, red will be if certain document or certain company or certain thing that you told it's missing, it is you are not able to prove, then your verification status will be red, and if you have a red status you cannot join a company. And if you join a company, that time, if that, I mean, normally, once you like signed this LOA, and you possibly have 3 months or 2 months of time, by that time they will try to resolve this employee verification. But if you suddenly, like, join the company within for 15 days, suppose you are in notice period, you got multiple offer, and last company you have joined and you have say 7 days, so that time, like, your employment verification will go parallelly. And in between, if it is coming red, and if though no matter how good performer you are, and you are joining in a team and you are working for 2 months, even if it is after red, you need to, they will terminate your employment. So there is no other thought, like, there is, if employee verification, background verification is red, nobody will allow you to stay in that company. So it's like company's decision or company's rules and regulation, you need to terminate your employment. I mean, then they will terminate your employment. So just be very sure, like, do not abscond, like, do not have a employment gap between. If you have, like, do some productive thing so that you have an answer, and do not basically lie. So I have seen some people joined in some company where this background verification is not that much strict, but they have a gap, and they do not have a proper answer, somehow they have managed. For those people, like, it is better not to switch, because if they try to switch, their employment verification, maybe they will not be able to clear. So that is all about employment background verification. If you just like the video, hit the like button, and if you have some comment, drop the comment in the chat section.